So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. One gunshot, not two? Everybody said two. You heard only one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick. What happens if I present things? Wait. Because we know exactly what he was looking for, right? Oh, man, it's gone. I was gonna dub in what he was looking for. He was looking for something, he found it. Quietly slipped the boat back at the rental shop dock. Just as he was thinking, he heard this bang. Looked out over at the lake, didn't see a boat. This evidence clearly reveals contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Not that one. Okay. No, it did not. So he was looking for something. He found it. Just as he was thinking of going home, he heard a bang. Single gunshot. Now we know there were two. We have timestamps on them. Wait a second, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday she heard two. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard two gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you even paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? Just because something's been bothering, you know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. You gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Huh? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard one gunshot, are you sure? I'll tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Hey, not sure. How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else. My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? Order, order. Stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yes, or what? That a crime? I was on a boat, man. I listen to my radio. Everyone listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shady testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Like, I don't think we have anything to lose by letting him continue, but I'm going to throw a safety save anyway. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing more than pitiful lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony. Be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. Oh, I wouldn't if there was any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? That's the other gunshot that they heard. Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, you believe a word this witness says? I mean, at least he knows what his name is. Come on. What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. Witness says he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshots. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs. So he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Cross-examination. What Larry heard, yet again. Oh. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. So you turned on the radio? Right. Well, I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? I don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve. Alone. I shouldn't have said anything. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? Do you remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objections have stayed. The witness was listening to the radio. This is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? Oh, I was listening to it real booming loud, like. Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had the headphones on. Yup. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear. Real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. What was he saying? She? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could come of knowing what a radio DJ said to us? Well, it gives us the time. Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see a reason why we should care. We should care. Tells us which gunshot he heard. Of course we should. Why? How do we know if you don't ask him? Very well. But Mr. Butts, please testify to the court what the radio announcer was saying when you heard the gunshot. Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshots. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard, but it gives us the time. There's one gleaming ray of hope in there. Got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Oh. It's lonely being alone Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to a radio show. Real booming loud. I'm sure I heard that gunshot. The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas Eve. It's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshots." That gives us the time. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Maybe if Phoenix right. I'm not sure how this helped us at all. Most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. One gleaming ray of hope. Oh, I gotta go through all again. Okay. Exactly what the DJ was saying. She said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas." Alright, hear me out here. It's 11:50. How exactly are that evidence and statement now related? They aren't, are they? Fuck. It's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot. The 12:15 one? After Christmas? Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Oh, what's with that face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? He said the DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas yet. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. Then he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of the... This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Oh man, words are hard. I'm getting tired. Let's see what the time was on the photo when the gun that triggered on Miss Hart's camera. Christmas Day, 15 minutes past midnight. It's a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order, order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Butts' claim that he heard the gunshot before midnight? I think Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. Because something triggered her camera right. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? I do. Show me the evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Fuck, I hope I'm right. I didn't safety save this. Look at this photograph. This was taken by a witness yesterday, Ms. Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24, 11:50 p.m. Oh. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Ah. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots within a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera was set to respond to loud noises, yes? Oh, there is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear on that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Show the court the evidence if you have any. Oh, I don't know what to present. I really don't. We presented that. We presented that. I don't know what to present here. I genuinely don't, and I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just tired. Okay, Karma wants proof, but if you choose Larry's wrong, he'll chastise you for not agreeing with his statement and force you to try again. Ouch. Present the second lake photo and the pistol. So it is the pistol. The photo reveals it was taken just a yeah, it looks like it. Okay, the pistol. The answer's the pistol. I'm too tired to read, so pistol. Fuck, I hope I'm correct. This is my evidence. I really hope it's correct. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol is bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. The third shot... Oh, that third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering what exactly did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes past midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh, I'd better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? What's wrong, Nick? I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the steel samurai? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already got the guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. Apparently. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Please fill us all in. Especially Danny. She'd like to know. Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realized the truth. There could be no murderer other than the Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night. But it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Oh, listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on the lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be none other than the man on that boat. I admit it's hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 0:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. Oh. I'm mad, but I ain't that mad. Okay. Has to be Edgeworth and the murderer. Because Hammond's the dead guy, right? Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Richard Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. Shit makes sense. It's the only way it could go. Oh, what? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. Oh, the murderer's name, right, it's... I don't think Lotta Hart had reason. We know it wasn't Miles. He's the guy we're trying to get off the hook, right? I'm gonna take a risk. That's why I threw the safety save. I'm taking a risk on I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know. Bah, again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Well, where did he do this? There wasn't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out in the lake just to shoot someone? Might I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. I think in the cabin. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way, he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. You have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? A fair question. Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it, returns to the boat. Just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night at Good Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nicky, you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, take it slow, I might be able to figure this out. That night, we're going to start here because I'm tired. So if I fuck it up. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Caretaker did. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. That's why it's left-handed. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Oh, details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had fired twice. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Ms. Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit, he fires again. Then, he falls into the lake. The murderer jumps in from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. But the murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. He put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, threw the body into the lake. That's what happened, Your Honor. Those are the events that transpired on the night of Gord Lake. On that night on Gord Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker. Quickly. Aha. Right. I might be getting sleepy. It's a 7.5-hour stream, but I got there. Very well. We're waiting for the caretaker. I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Oh. Man, this just keeps continuing. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Very important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir, bailiff, we're conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. That old man's not as dotty as he was making out, eh? Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant. Wait. A search warrant has already been issued. Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial another fucking day. Final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who was the boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. I know who he is. I know who he is. Hey, Nick, we did it. We didn't really. I was hoping to finish this case today, but I gotta be honest, I'm worn out. I don't have another day of investigation and another day of trial. I just don't have it in me. So, that's our save. We're gonna pick it up from there Thursday. That's where we'll pick it up Thursday. So there is no stream on my normal Friday this week. So the normal Friday stream I do, because normally I stream in my time zone, what would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The one that is on Friday, which for you guys is, if you're in America or Europe, is probably Thursday night. That stream there, I have an appointment that day, so it'll be Thursday instead. I want to thank everyone who popped in. I really enjoyed Heavy Rain. I'm glad we got to finish it. Finished way sooner than I thought we would, though. Wow, there's a lot of people on streaming right now. There's only 2 of us. Which isn't a lot for a raid. And I'm always divided about raiding at those kind of numbers. But we might anyway. We'll just... It's the same person we raided yesterday. So J-Max Strikes Back has Spooky Saturday with Ant, Jade, and Messy Red. I think that's the best place for our little raid. That's where we'll go. Oh, wait. I will leave the link just in case I've got lurkers, because I know a bunch of people were popping in. But we'll go see J-Mac. So thank you everyone who dropped in. Just remember, no Friday stream. It'll be on Thursday instead. And yeah, so I'll continue Ace Attorney then. I gotta go figure out how to get a refund for the thing I paid for that never arrived. Sorry I wasted a lot of the stream chasing down a delivery that should have been coming after yesterday's stream. I am pissed off about it. Right, that looks like it's all two of us. I'll just give a refresh just in case. But I'm pretty sure there's only two of us.